What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 155 of Unscripted Access. I am your host, John Macaluso, here with Anthony Ta
Good evening.
and the Bremillion Milan.
I've always been introduced as Lord Bremen Milan, but it's fine. That works too.
That's when I'm hosting.
Lord Bremillion.
Sir John Macaluso and Lord Bremen Milan.
I can dig it. Kind of rolls off the tongue.
I think I have one for Bronson, but I'll save that for when I introduce him with the two of you here, if that day ever comes.
Does it start with the word douchebag?
No. No, that's a little too classless.
A little too classless, I mean. Not really classless, just little too.
I need to come up with one for like for just about everyone else. I don't have one for myself because normally when I introduce people, it's not like I come up with one for myself. I probably need to play fantasy games more often and find one.
You could probably go, I'm Anthony. No. He could go, Anthony, I'm Anthony. Ta 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 ta.
That's not a title though. That's just
an awesome ring to your name. But you're right, Anthony. It's like when you're hosting, you don't really think about yourself. You kind of just say your name, and then you go on to the next person.
It's probably because I am not exactly the most exceptional at promoting myself, but I'll work on that.
Yeah, well, Brendan and I will help you work on that.
I don't want to look like I'm trying to get into an ego fest with anybody. You know.
I kind of do like Anthony Ta-Ta. Anthony Ta-Ta-Ta.
There we go. The Anvil! Anthony Ta!
I can dig that.
Ooh, that could work.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll get you into WWE, yeah.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Basketball, yes. WWE, no. I'm just, I'm not my kind of thing.
Yeah, you'll change your mind when you see the chicks on there.
I don't care. I used to watch it when I was really little. Still didn't like it.
You're a pooper.
We're really arguing about this right now? How the hell are you guys doing today? I'll ask for a third time.
I'm doing alright. Just watching the Warriors having trouble to score right now.
Oh, you mean they're not going to be undefeated until, well, they're gonna... What, is it like kind of a case of they're gonna not be undefeated anymore?
I mean, it doesn't matter. 24-0 is ridiculous.
Yes,
ridiculous.
In any sport.
Yeah, definitely in any sport. Not to mention that's how they started off the season.
Well, the game last night was even crazier. Like the 2 overtimes just to win. That was ridiculous.
This is the thing that kind of blows my mind. It's like you play like 74 games a year, and I'm just like that. So that's like 2 or 3 every single week.
Yeah,
it's 82 games. 82. It's 82 games.
82 games in 51 weeks. You're somehow playing 2 to 3 games every week. That like freaking like I sit down and just like, man, football doesn't happen enough. But if you're a basketball fan, you never run out of basketball to watch because they're playing a lot. I don't even know if
it is ridiculous.
Is there an off season to basketball?
Isn't it like it's like a month, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a couple of months, yeah.
Wow. I mean, like
I think it's in between. It's in between the. I don't remember quite, but I think it's in between, like when it's the March Madness going on,
I don't even know how they fit the draft in there. I don't know how they fit the draft in there.
The draft's got to come after March Madness.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Yeah. Anyway, what we got, guys?
Yeah.
We have video games because that's why we're here. Yeah. So first of all, I kind of want to get started. Last week's episode was at PSX. I kind of want to know how you guys feel about PSX in hindsight. What were your overall thoughts? How did it feel to be free of the confines of Reno, Nevada? all that fun jazz.
Well, as a person who was there,
Yeah,
I don't
bastard.
think. Yes, I know. That being said, I honestly feel like the event's not really for me. It's, as the name would suggest, PlayStation Experience is for, it's all things PlayStation for PlayStation fans. And as a person who just never was that passionate about PlayStation or indie games, I was kind of bored. Yes, like here's the thing. It probably would have been a lot better if Bronson was there instead of me, but he couldn't make it due to personal reasons. But he would have loved PSX. There's so many indie booths.
In my end of it, though, I still had a little bit of fun, even though some of the games were there that we were like, oh, we already saw this. I got to play other games that weren't in E3, and I was able to play them. So, like that For Honor game and King of Fighters, like those were the ones that got me like, well, all right, cool. I can check these out. I can check playable Uncharted actually, because E3 they didn't have playable Uncharted 4. Stuff like that.
That stuff was nice, but all of that I could do in a single day instead of the weekend event. But my personal experience is, yeah, it's PlayStation Experience. It's called PlayStation Experience for an obvious reason. If it was Xbox Experience or Nintendo Experience, oh yeah, I'll totally be all over it. But if you're a fan of PlayStation and indie games, this event will make you happy. But for me, as a fan of neither of those, yeah, as a person who's not really a fan of either of those games, it's that was kind of nice.
You know what? The thing I find kind of funny actually is we had more fun in the hotel room playing than we did in PS Experience, though. Kind of funny.
Yeah. Like here's what kind of happened. We kind of had like the wrong makeup of the group going to PSX, to put it in a way. Nick wanted like big blockbuster stuff, like super huge blockbuster stuff, and PSX didn't really have that because again, it's a lot of new stuff, like new experimental stuff, new projects, new IPs, like Battleborn and indie, and some stuff that he didn't really care about, like Street Fighter. And like for me,
I cared about Street Fighter.
Yes, you did.
And King of Fighters.
Yeah, I think yeah.
So who, in your opinion, then should have gone? Like you said,
well,
you guys were the wrong team. What would the right team?
Wait a minute, I didn't deny. I wanted to be part of that team.
Well, I still you're in that actually. I think it sounds like to me, Anthony, that you were kind of expecting more than what you saw and did.
I don't know. It was just a lot of stuff that's hard for me to get excited about. Partly because it was a lot of stuff that I don't know anything about. Like for example, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Everyone on the planet is stoked for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I understand that, but I wasn't personally excited because I have never played Final Fantasy VII. I know nothing about Final Fantasy VII other than the history of it. So it was hard for me to get excited about that.
Well, it's going to be Tifa in high definition and great graphics.
Who is Tifa? There you go. I know nothing about that game. I mean, I know history and I know who Cloud is, but
but Anthony, you know me, right? So
what the hell does that have to do with anything?
Well, I just talked about a girl, Tifa.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he understood that, and I'm pretty sure he kind of just brushed it off.
Ah. It'll be Titva.
Oh God.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Just nod your head and say yes, Anthony.
Okay.
As long as you don't hear the word murder, then just nod your head and say yes.
Okay. But
go on. What else we got?
Let's see, King of Fighters. I didn't even know of that thing. Yakuza was awesome.
Oh, come on. That's an awesome game.
But I've never heard of it when they announced it. And I am also really, 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 really bad at traditional fighting games, Street Fighter included. So to me, I was just like, yeah, I understand Street Fighter. Yeah, I understand how people are... to me, it's just a lot of, I understand how people can get excited about this. It wasn't like, there wasn't much of, oh my goodness, I'm excited about this. In fact, it was like Uncharted, Uncharted, Yakuza 5. Yes, that got me stoked. What else? Yeah, I guess a lot of stuff they talked about there just didn't get me pumped up for it. Sorry. That being said,
it's fine.
Yeah, you asked like who would actually make a pretty good group. I think Bronson would have totally fit into PSX because he's a big fan of PlayStation and he's a huge fan of indie games. And there were indie games everywhere. If anything, there was like way more indie games on the. I mean, it makes sense. There's way more indie games on the floor. Than
I don't know though. John, I think John would have enjoyed himself too. In other shape or form way, I guess he would enjoy himself there.
I'm curious. Yeah, what Anthony? You're kind of silent. What would I have thought about PSX?
I actually don't know. I think you would have liked it.
Huh? Interesting.
But like I said, it's just.
No, I think you would have liked what you see, but obviously Anthony has different taste in games and stuff. And
yeah. Two biggest reasons why I just never was really too excited. I'm not that passionate about PlayStation, and I don't care about indie games. And that's just kind of like a bit of a bad mix for me because it's like
I do care about whoever that girl was in that freaking Stories game because she looked pretty cute. Don't know if she's a developer.
Of course.
But it wasn't just me. Nick was looking too.
Oh God, Nick. Well, all right. But overall, you guys had a good time, right?
Overall, I had a good time. I think Nick also did. We had some laughs, But this was like in between going to PSX and also in the hotel. Stuff that happened too.
I think it's more of a relaxing trip because the event is not media friendly. Meaning that if you're going there hoping to speak to developers of Uncharted 4 or Battleborn, you're not going to find them. This is more of a fan event than a media. It's not like E3. E3 is media. E3 is like exhibitors and press and special guests only. Public's not allowed in. PSX public is totally allowed in. So it's not really that you can do interviews for unless it's with smaller titles and like interview for Zodiac.
But John, you would have probably laughed like me and Anthony and Nick too. I mean, not knocking down on people, but it's just like there's people out there freaking, was it 11 p.m. to like freaking just wait in line?
Yeah, there were people sitting behind us during the keynote that talked about how they've been waiting in line since 11 p.m. the night before. Yeah, and then Anthony, me, and Nick just waltz in and we get front row right away automatically.
Oh man, the perks of being part of the website. What were they waiting for? Just front seats? No, the perks of being reputable enough to they were just trying to be at the front. Yeah, they were just trying to. It was just regular. It was other people like fans that were waiting there so they could get front row, but then they had to wait. They had to wait because they had to open the door, so they had to wait. But then we, as media, got to get in earlier, so we got it. We got the front row seats. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I kind of feel bad for them too. But like, man, these guys freaking camped out here at 11 p.m. till this morning just so they can get in, and it was cold out there too. It's not that cold. Freezing this year. It's according to Nick, it was freezing. According to Nick is from LA. So Nick is like okay. So Anthony, if we were to compare it to current Reno weather.
if we compare it to current Reno weather, you mean like current weather where it's like 20 degrees at night and snowing and raining like every other week and a half? Hell yeah, San Francisco's
like
San Francisco's like freaking spring. I freaking love it. It's just like, oh my goodness, I get to travel to a city where it's not freezing at night. It was fantastic. I didn't have to wear a thick jacket outside. And here's Nick.
He texts us.
Here's Nick.
Go ahead, Anthony. He texts us. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Nick. Freaking Nick is like, I can see my breath. It is freezing out here. It's 45 degrees. God. And I'm just like, 45 degrees? That's just a light jacket and jeans for me. What's the big deal? Gee, you think this is cold? Like, man.
Yeah, he goes ahead and texts us while we were on our way. He's like, I hope you guys brought some jackets because it's freezing over here.
Yeah, he texted us to this while we were trying to get over the mountains and there was snow on the mountaintops.
Oh yeah, the awful I-80 pass.
Yeah, we had to pay people for chains.
Yeah, we had to pay people to put chains in our car. And Nick says it's cold. Dude, we just like drove over the mountain where it's like probably 20 degrees outside.
That used to that LA weather.
Yeah, what was it? Nick is a Florida native who lived in North Carolina, then moved to SoCal. So I'm just like, yeah, this guy doesn't really know what winter can be like. Of course, I'm sure like people. Of course, I'm sure people in like Minnesota or Alaska or North Dakota are probably laughing at us right now for thinking 20 degrees is cold.
Yeah. But overall, I would say I had fun.
I said it was quite relaxing. I mean, like, actually, let me put it this way. The second day was actually more fun than the first day. Because the first day was kind of disappointing because, well, I guess I expected something bigger and I just wasn't feeling it. And I guess I also got bummed out just like, gee, there's nothing here. But then on the second day, you just kind of get used to it and be like, you know what, let's just randomly walk around and play games. Let's just randomly walk around and do things.
Yes,
that turned out pretty relaxing.
Yeah, because this is that time that I actually was surprised. I was like, wow, I actually got Anthony into basketball.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's awesome.
Which is not a PSX thing. No, like honestly, it's just 2K needs to make football games again. They have to. They need to. But the issue is it's not going to happen anytime soon. Because EA just walks up and is like, here's a check. And NFL's like, oh my. And then there you go.
Yeah.
Then NFL 2K17 is not going to happen.
I know, but can you imagine if they were the ones who made that football game? Oh my goodness.
Like, if they made that thing, every single play leading up to the touchdown was because of what you at the controls did, which would be the most awesome feeling ever. Because that's what it felt like in NBA 2K. When you score a lot, but every time you scored, it's because you made sure every single step that happened, you were a part of that to make that score happen. Whereas in NFL, you chuck a football and you're just hoping the wide receiver might catch it. Let's just roll some dice. All right, let's play some craps. Throw the dice. Oh shit, he didn't catch the football.
You know what I think 2K does like an amazing job of is the commentary. I'm so sick and tired of adding commentary. It's been the same for
he got
4
the
years.
Football. Oh, and he caught it to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, they've clinched the win. Yeah, Jim. I never knew Jim Nance and Phil. Why do Jim Nance and Phil Simms commentators? Because Madden just tells me they suck.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I guess it's not. It doesn't really help that I don't like listening to them during actual games.
Me either. I'm just like, how are they? No. Sorry.
Well, I mean, sorry. Like I was telling Anthony, I'm like, look, that adds to the game. Like that adds to the excitement of what you're playing. Yeah.
Yeah. The commentary in NBA 2K16 is very responsive, very prompt. Like they're about as prompt as you would see on TV. And well, I actually remembered where I was. I don't know if it was. I think it was Bremen because that's like the only time I ever came close to winning or won. It was. I would like make a shot like, and I was like within 5 points. I would make a shot, and there's like maybe like only like a few seconds left on the clock, and the commentator was like, "He made it!" And Bremen and I sat there, and we were like, "Wait, he made it?" We were equally stunned, and the commentary followed that. And I was like, "Wow, that is like some mind reading right there."
Well, I think another thing that they do is the crowd reaction. Like, I don't know if you watched it, Anthony, but last year, not this year, last year, Extra Life, Bremen and I were playing at my parents' house. We were doing the stream, and it was a super tight game. I'm talking about when I was the Clippers that one time with Chris Paul, and man, the crowd was just insane. It went. Did it go into double overtime? I think it did.
I think so, something like that. It was some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was a really crazy game, but the crowd sounded insane. Like every shot that either one of us made, they went ballistic. Like that could possibly have been the shot to win the game. So these are all things that Madden would definitely benefit from.
Yeah, I mean, there's the
gameplay. I'm sorry, not Madden, NFL in general.
Oh wait, you mean real life NFL games?
Well, I mean both. Like I don't know. I think that'd be cool if in future Madden games, the crowd actually had an impact on the offense. Or like when you had when you throw like a 90-yard bomb and it's a touchdown, the commentators do something more than touchdown, and the crowd stays silent somehow. You know what I mean?
It's just like golf clap. None of your touchdowns, golf clap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Madden's like, oh, it's good enough. I think that's like one of the biggest issues with Madden. I personally feel is it's just a case of good enough.
Yeah. I mean, they know their games are still gonna sell.
That's the thing, too. That's why Live still exists.
Live has been awful.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but it still exists. For some reason, they're still alive. Yeah.
It's just
like
I don't know. Like the struggle with Madden is like it's always a case of it's good enough. It's good enough. We'll make some tweaks. We'll make some changes. We'll update the rosters. It's good enough. That's all you really need is just good enough. I think that's when you. I think when you have like no competitors, that's just kind of the mindset you fall into. Is it's good enough. It's not glaringly bad. There's nothing really wrong about it. Like, why waste your effort when it's good enough? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's good enough. Which, you know, which halts progress, as we know.
All right.
Well, you know what?
On football and Madden.
You can say that, Anthony. You can say that about any game nowadays, any yearly release. You can say that about Battlefield. You can say that about Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Madden. 2K might just be the only exception.
Yeah.
Because their basketball games have just been better.
Yeah, there's a lot of improvements that, especially if you're like a veteran player, you played it for years, you can tell a difference. Those who are new, obviously they can't tell a difference.
It is the only yearly release where I constantly hear this is the best basketball game of all time. I heard that 3 years ago. I heard it last year, or 2 years ago, last year, and I heard it this year. So I mean, that it means something.
Yeah, they're obviously doing something right. So, except for the Spike Lee thing, I'm kind of not feeling that one. But oh well.
They tried something different, which is more than you can say about a lot of other yearly releases. So.
Franchise updated now with some new variable that changes player stats by 0.5%. Good enough. That's a new change. We'll just say our players are no more dynamic when really we'll just say our players are more dynamic when really that little variable doesn't hardly changes anything. But hey, it's something. Yeah, you just have the marketing team whip up some cool buzzwords to sell the game and get an NFL endorsement. Yeah. It's got the NFL sticker on it. NFL approves of it.
It also has Snickers commercials.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Papa John's offensive line preview. Here we go.
Okay then.
Oh man. Well, all right, guys. Why don't we go ahead and get to some news? It has been kind of a slow week, other than PSX. Is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about last week that you might have not gotten a chance to, or anything like that?
Yeah, on my I did my top 10 game of the year recording, and I totally left out Batman. So for those who are listening, Batman is going to be it is on my list. I just totally forgot about it. I was like talking so much on it.
I totally forgot Rocket League, and I'm like, freaking.
I think I had a decent. That's actually hilarious, and I'm not gonna lie, Anthony. It makes me just a wee bit butthurt because I love Rocket League.
Rocket League is awesome. If I were to redo, I mean, we can't really review the list now because
it's too late.
we gotta wait like 2 or 3 weeks before we can do it. But that being said, yes, I forgot Rocket League on the list, and by the time I realized, I'm like, well, shit, because where I would place Rocket League means I would have to like redo like 4 or 5 recordings. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Could I have gone back? But it's just kind of a case of, you know what? I only played Rocket League for like literally only 1 day. I mean, it's so awesome though, because the whole concept, like soccer, I think soccer is not very fun to watch. But as a game you actually play, I think it's really fun. And the fact that you're doing it with rocket cars is like, yeah, like
super
every
awesome.
time when you score and get that high, that is why soccer is awesome. That's probably why the world likes soccer. Granted, it will take forever, but that's probably why it's kind of boring to watch sometimes. But yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, this goes back to the basketball thing, where it's like, to me, watching things move lethargically gets really, really boring, which is why I don't like watching soccer. With football, sometimes it can get really, really lethargic too, because every play is a timeout or penalty or injury, and that's always a commercial break, and I'm just like, I'm tired of watching football because I'm seeing too many commercials.
Yeah.
Every single timeouts, penalties, injuries, that's a commercial. Halftime, that's its own giant own commercial. PAT commercial.
Well, I mean, every sport has halftime.
Well, yes, I know every sport, but in the NFL it gets a little ridiculous because it's like everything, any pause in the game is a commercial. And so a 1 hour game goes for like 3 or 3.5 hours into the night because there's all these things that stop the clock. Whereas in basketball, scoring happens relatively quickly. So I'm like, whew.
Yeah, speaking of, the Warriors are catching up now.
What is the score?
70-74. Milwaukee's 74. Golden State 70.
There you go. There you guys go. You guys are getting scoring updates for a game that, by the time you've seen this happen, like 2 days prior.
Yeah. No, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to make Anthony. I'm trying to, Anthony's point there, where about like scoring just happens quickly. There you go. Like a while ago, they were down like 9. All of a sudden, they're freaking almost catching up now.
Well, and he's right. Like 5 minutes in football can last a half an hour.
Sometimes the final 2 minutes in the fourth quarter could take like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Timeouts, injuries,
more timeouts,
penalties, yeah, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah.
I got lost on our topic now. What are we talking about?
The topic, John was asking other things that happened at PSX that wasn't covered on last week's Unscripted. That was recorded Saturday night, but Sunday was also PSX. So I played Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
I played Uncharted 4, and they basically had the multiplayer set up. Nick and I's team won. Yes.
Nice.
Very loose controls, but likable. It's not like Metal Gear Online where I'm like, no, this is kind of stupid. But Uncharted, it's just like it's a multiplayer curiosity, meaning people aren't gonna really play this as much as a Halo or a Heroes of the Storm or Destiny, but it's a fun little curiosity to the side of the game, and yeah, it's pretty good. PlayStation Gear, they actually had a PlayStation Gear shop on the floor. Hella expensive merchandise. There was a 20th anniversary PlayStation hoodie that costed $60.
Holy crap.
And that was just the hoodie that I was looking at. And that's just me staying outside, so I didn't see the prices of anything else, but that's how much a hoodie costs. I don't know what the other items is.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed playing freaking For Honor, and I know, Anthony, you did enjoy it too. It's just complicated. It takes time to learn. I get it. But that was fun, though.
I like it. I just sucked at it.
Yeah, I kind of can't wait for that game to come out. I actually do want to play that now. Maybe not as the Knights. Maybe I want to try the Samurais or Vikings next time.
Yeah, that For Honor booth. Oh yeah, and Battleborn. Battleborn. How do I explain
Yes. Who dominated Battleborn? Who dominated in Battleborn again, Anthony? Who was that dude?
We did.
Yeah, we did. And who was the top? Who was the top guy? Who was the top guy at Battleborn? It was some dude.
Kills or actual points.
Kills.
Okay.
That would be me.
Yeah, that would be you. I got most assists, so I had the most kills stolen.
It's funny because I'm sure that Bremen had like 10 kills and like 2 deaths, and then you had like 10 assists. Isn't that coincidental?
I was close to 10 kills. It was like 9.
I had like 11 assists. So
it was a short demo.
Like the character I played didn't really pack that much firepower. It was just a lot more small, mobile, secondary stuff.
What do you guys think of that game?
It is, we beat Nick's team.
The game's good. It's kind of fun, but I don't see myself playing it because, how do I put this? Basically, there's a lot of different characters. I don't know exactly how to put it, but it's sort of like Overwatch, which is that Blizzard game. I don't know how to even describe it. You can't call it a shooter because only a few characters shoot. All the other ones like have swords or giant hammers, but it's kind of like Overwatch.
I had a fencing sword.
It's like Overwatch with some MOBA, League of Legends, Dota, Heroes Storm, whatever elements.
Yeah, which is first person too.
Yeah, they're trying to pitch it as everyone says a badass kind of marketing thing going on behind it, but
it's the same people it's from the people who made what was it again? What was that game, Anthony?
It was from The Borderland guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was from those people. I mean, it's alright. I can honestly say I'm probably not gonna play it as much. You know, it's not my type of game. Is what I'm saying. Even though I kicked ass.
Yeah, there's like a lot of games that have like MOBA elements in it. So these days, because of how successful the genre is, so not really surprising. But at the same time, it's like this feels like a mix of many different things, but with decent but not too stellar execution.
Have you seen the gameplay, John, for this game?
Yo, yeah, definitely. There was I don't know if it was the alpha or if it was the beta, but there was like a beta for it earlier a few weeks ago. So I watched a little bit of that.
Oh yeah, so basically the Battleborn we played was probably the exact same one that was at E3 because a couple companies recycled their E3 booths and put it at PSX, especially the Battleborn one. They had that giant video screen and statue there just like at E3.
Gotcha.
And also the commentators, if you were unfortunate enough to have the camera pointed to your screen. And they will talk about whether you're doing good or not, or how you're failing your job.
You got somebody talking crap about you right over your shoulder.
And not only this, but this is broadcasted on loudspeaker as these commentators. I'm pretty sure they look to have an interesting match and then pick a side. But the thing is, this is like PSX. These people are like, these are just regular people in line, just playing this game. They're not pros, so it could get really one-sided. They could talk cred on you, but in a commentary sports manner, meaning they don't exactly talk shit on you. They just talk shit professionally
about you.
Yeah, so you know how sports commentators like, this guy needs to do this better. He could be having this problem. Yet, it's basically how real sports commentators do. Except this is on a video game, and your screen could be the one chosen to be put up on the big board for everyone to stare at and hear the commentators talk about, especially if your team sucks.
Nick. Oh, sorry.
I don't know which character Nick was. That's the one thing I didn't check. I never knew what his character was. It's not like we were using our PSN IDs or anything. It was just a bunch of.
But he was god awful.
I don't know if he was awful.
See, that part I don't know. Lost. His team did lose.
Brett and I won though, so hell yeah, high five.
That's what it's about. As long as you guys won.
Just give him shit for that the next time Shitaki's happen.
Oh yeah, I will. He sucks at first-person shooters.
That being said, though, I think he's gonna give you shit about something, but I don't remember what it is.
Wait, give shit to who?
I don't know if I remember Nick saying anything about him giving. What was Nick? Oh yeah, I know what Nick's gonna say. He was gonna do that classic Chargers is at the bottom of the AFC West art thing.
Oh yeah, the Chargers are absolutely awful. Like my only redemption for sports this year is the fact that the Sooners are in the top 4 at playoffs. That's it.
Cool. Yeah.
But that's also the only thing he has on me, so that's fine.
Oh, you should have seen his face reactions. Oh god, this is for the fans out there too. Yeah, like that first recording we did when we played NBA. It was Anthony and Nick. We should have recorded those other ones too. Oh my goodness, they were fun.
Did you school him, Anthony?
Oh, Anthony, tell him what happened. Anthony.
Okay, so this is going to make zero sense to you. So what happened was that the first NBA game, because Nick and I both have zero knowledge of NBA 2K16 or understand really how basketball works, we played against each other for what is effectively, supposedly, the toilet bowl of, or whatever the NBA equivalent is, of basketball. And what happened is that Nick had like 100 points and I had like 50.
Can you guess which team he picked, John?
Which team? Who picked?
Nick.
Dude, I bet you he picked the Cavs.
No. He had to pick the number 1 team right now in the NBA.
Oh, so he picked the Warriors.
Yep, he had to pick the really high-ranked one.
He's basically,
of course,
playing him is just like playing that guy on Madden who always picks the Super Bowl champion and nothing else just cuz.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not breaking the rules. If it's OP, blame the developers. Blame the team for being so good.
Well, okay, wait. In Nick's defense, the only way I could beat Bremen is with the exception of that one Clippers game, the only way I could beat Bremen is when I play with a better team.
Well, okay, in this case, both Nick and I knew nothing. If anything, if he played the Spurs and I played the Cavaliers, that probably wouldn't be as much of a runaway success on his end, because that's all he ever played. All he played was, it's just like, oh, Stephen Curry. I'll just push circle I'll push square to win. That's
of course, yeah.
It. That's basically it. Push square. But anyways, I lost by. Basically, at that point, all I could really hope for was to, get half of Nick's score, which I did. So that's about the best I could do. But get this.
And what happened when you were catching up?
No, wait, I'll get to that in a bit. So what happened was, I lost badly to Nick the first game. Okay. Because what happened was, Brevin was giving me advice, and I started doing worse. Yeah, he was telling me, push this button to do this alley-oop, push this button, time your shots here, do this, pass to that guy, pass to that guy. And Nick here either he's listening to Bremen and understanding his advice better, or the fact that he wasn't listening to Bremen and actually played his own way. But I listened to Bremen's advice. I listened to Bremen's advice.
He was following some of it. I know he was. I know he was following some of it. He learned a few moves. That's why he was doing other things.
Yeah, but I listened to you and I started doing worse.
That's hilarious.
Okay. But anyway. Okay. So I lost badly to Nick. Nick loses to Bremen, barely, and then I barely beat Bremen. Mind you, Nick was also playing the Golden State Warriors, and Bremen was on what was it?
Miami Heat.
Miami.
You should have heard Nick that time. He kept like, I keep hearing Whiteside. I keep hearing Dragic.
Nick does a lot of name calling when his team is losing. He does a lot of name calling on the other side. Man bun. Yeah. Most common names he calls up. He hates the name Gravich now. Man bun, Whiteside. Yeah. So Nick loses to Bremen, but I barely beat Bremen, and yet the next time I play Nick, I still lose really badly to Nick.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how Anthony gets good when he's playing against me. I don't get it.
Probably because, you don't have, the Stephen Curry win button. Push square. Yeah. That's what happened. Oh, and when I lost badly to Nick a second time, I didn't lose by 50 points. I lost by like 30 or 40, which, that's improvement. What's really funny is at some point, Nick always checks the substitutions every single time. If he sees any sign that Stephen Curry is being subbed out, he will jump into the menus and force that guy back in.
Yeah.
Which, I just remember, it was like a 25-point difference, and I was like, oh, Stephen Curry's out and Nick's not putting him in. Okay, well, just wait. I'll catch up, and he'll have to put Curry back in for insurance. And I scored, and then scored again, and then again, and now I'm within 18 points. So what did Nick do? He paused the game to shove Curry back into the game.
What a jump.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And after that, Nick barely beat Bremen, and I barely lost to Bremen by like maybe a quarter of a second.
Yeah, that's because I played the Hawks against him, and Kyle Korver just went crazy.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's pretty much Nick can't win unless he has Curry. That's essentially what I'm hearing right now.
That's what my impression is. But here's the thing. I'm sure he's going to be like that Xbox Live guy on Madden who always picks the Super Bowl winning team like the Patriots and say, hey, it's not cheating. The team's just good. Pick a better team then if you want to win. It's like that guy who just... It's like the guy that, it's just like, okay, so I'm in a dragger. So I'm going to do? I'm going to pick the fastest car. Duh. I want the easiest way to win. Which, okay, fine. If you're gonna bring in sportsmanship into the equation, okay, then we can probably question it. But okay, fine, whatever.
John, you should have been there. You should have heard it too, because Nick's like, after Anthony was like getting really close now, and I was like, oh man, Anthony's catching up. You should have heard Nick. He's like, okay, this has got to stop, and he pauses to put the substitution and put Curry and Klay Thompson.
Oh my god, what a pansy.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, dude, you've got an 18-point freaking lead, okay? Like, he freaking, like, the actual public recording of 60-Minute Access NBA K260 was him destroying me, okay? Congrats, you've got your major win and you looked good.
It's just funny when...
And, I was playing the San Antonio Spurs, and, they're a really good team, and I was actually doing pretty good. Actually, I think I know why our games were so close, Bremen, because you pick, like, teams that tend to be mid-tier, whereas I was playing the Spurs, which is, like, number 2.
Yeah, because I played fair. Yeah, I played fair, but except the Hawks, though, that one was a little too overpowering. Just because of one guy.
I don't know. Just like, oh man, like Nick's just like, yeah, Nick won, but what did he do to win? Oh, he just basically just like, oh well, I've got a drag race. Let me pick the fastest car. Duh.
Yeah, right. That's pretty much what he's doing.
Yeah, it's like that Xbox Live guy who always picks the Super Bowl winner.
It's so funny though, like,
because I'm a
like
fan
I said, those
of
times like I was saying, those times we weren't recording, it's so funny hearing like Nick, like his own version of commentating. He's like, "Can I get a foul? Where's my foul?"
Yeah, he doesn't even know the sport.
He was like trying to call fouls. I'm like, I think Bremen's the basketball expert here. No, the dude. Oh man, like if there's anything I learned about Nick and watching the Steelers game that night while we were at BJ's the restaurant was he gets really fired up and starts name calling the other players on the other team when his favorite isn't doing too great.
But that's what makes it fun, though. That's what makes it funny to me, entertaining for me at least.
Man, yeah, we should have like recorded those other ones, but man, just listening. Well, just listening to me and Nick just blowing up is just hilarious. I think.
I know there was times where it was like, "How was it charging? I was just delivering the ball."
There's a difference between charging and the player simply tripping and falling over. Just because the player fell over doesn't mean he's been charged at. Sometimes he just lost his balance and tripped.
Like I said, man, it was funny. It was funny stuff.
I just think yeah, like I said, I just think the most bizarre thing is freaking I lose badly to Nick. Bremen barely beats Nick, but I barely beat Bremen. Like that was just bizarre. And
you made a shot in 0.2 seconds. Too bad you didn't win, though.
Yeah, if I had 0.6, I probably would have won that, and I would have just, like, that would have been like, you know what, let's not watch real basketball anymore, this is too awesome. But, unfortunately, Bremen got a little too good with the time management and gave only 0.2. And I'm just like, holy shit, that shot, because I was like, this is going to make it past shoot. And that shot actually made, I'm like, what the hell did I just see?
Yeah, it was against time at that point. Time just kind of screwed you on that one.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy with how that game went, all things considered.
Yeah, we still had fun. Like I said, we had more fun in the hotel room playing those games instead of PSX. We had some fun in PSX, not as much as we did, just in the hotel room playing. That's why I was like, damn, John should have been here too. Because I would love to see John, tear Nick apart in that game.
No, no. If John was there, the amount of shit talking would fly through the roof.
I know, because even after those games, Nick was all like, "I should have brought my man."
Oh, get out of here! He's not as great as he thinks.
No, I just
at one point in time, he had 3 games on me. The score was 5-2 or something like that, and now we're back to even.
I think it's just because he wants to revenge on me, to play a game that I haven't played.
Well, yeah. It makes him feel better.
That's fine. I'll play him against him, man. That's fine. It's just I just thought that was the highlight of the night. I was like, man, this is some funny shit right here. Hearing the way everyone's reactions are. And we're just playing a damn basketball game.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. There's not much, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, we knew about it. They showed some gameplay. I like what I'm seeing with the fighting, But I am worried about that game too. Because, I heard it's not going to be the same.
Well, duh. It's do you want? So people. So sometimes I think when people say, "Well, the remake's not going to be the same." Okay, do you know how? Okay, do you know how you want Final Fantasy VII to stay true to Final Fantasy VII the way you want it to be, which is perfectly like the original? Go play Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Yeah, I mean I get it. I'd rather have it brand new, feel like it's new again, which is fine. But I'm talking about some elements of the game.
It's like if you want to stay true, it's like if you want to stay true to the original, maybe the most you can do without ruining it is a graphical update, like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. That was mostly a graphical update and tweaking some boss fights, as far as I can tell. Now that probably stays true to the original, but you can't do too much. Whereas the Final Fantasy VII Remake is its own gigantic, colossal Final Fantasy 13 grade budget of epic proportions, which is different from the Final Fantasy VII from back in the day because I actually watched a comparison video of that same scene in the PS1 compared to that scene they just showed. And in the PS1, it was a lot quicker, to the point, and some animations. Whereas in Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's now its own gigantic, glorified Final Fantasy 13 style, pompous, gigantic. We spent $2 million just for this scene to make your eyes water, kind of thing. Now, really, if you ever want to watch a studio get really carried away with detailing cutscenes, Final Fantasy, or at least, yeah.
I think the thing that there are two things I'm really bummed about with this Final Fantasy VII remake, and the first one is I was really, really, really hoping that they would keep turn-based combat. I know it was wishfully thinking since nobody does turn-based combat anymore. But I was really hoping they would keep that. And they're not. They're going to that really awful kind of real-time combat thing that we probably already saw in Final Fantasy 13. And then I'm really bummed that they're putting it in parts.
I think that's currently a rumor.
Well, hopefully it's only a rumor because I'm not a huge fan. I don't want a Final Fantasy Telltale game. That's what I feel like it'll be like.
I really hope not.
See, for me, the gameplay being different, okay, is it really a remake or is it so different that the only thing that's the same is the story? Like the story in writing. Because obviously it's going to have different voice actors now, right? It's going to have voice actors. The graphic engine is obviously completely different from the one on the PS1. I mean, it's like the only thing.
They've got a new composer.
New composer, and you've got new. You got a new composer. Like Nobuo Uematsu, he's moved on from Square. He does some things for Final Fantasy 14, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, if they do like the graphical updates and everything looks good and stuff, seeing like all the Final Fantasy chicks, yeah, that would be my Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and then if they're gonna change so much where the only thing redeeming left is Bremen staring at girls in that game, I think that's the point where is this really Final Fantasy VII or is it really just Final Fantasy VII in the story writing?
No.
Is that
See, that's why I said.
only thing left?
That's why I said it'll be my Final Fantasy.
The puns, god damn it.
Yeah, but you'll play 15.
What?
You'll play Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah, I will. Actually, that looks pretty good. Actually,
honestly, would be I like the thing is that everyone's like, oh, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7. And it's like, I understand why everyone's so excited because it's probably the same kind of excitement when Nintendo's like, you know what, we're gonna remake Twilight Princess. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they're remaking Twilight Princess. It's the best thing in the world. I now have an excuse to review my favorite game ever. That kind of thing. But I never played Final Fantasy 7. I'm just like, I have.
Well, I'm not. What I'm gonna say is I'm not, like huge Final Fantasy 7. But I mean, I'd love to see it remade, obviously, because every other game's been remade. Come on now, I want to see. They do that with movies too, right? They do it with movies too. So I want to see something that's a little bit fresh than what we saw years ago. I mean, in my opinion, the best Final Fantasy that I thought was 10.
Yeah,
I thought 10
was. The biggest favorites I know of is 6, 7, and 10.
Yeah,
Not only is 6 best Final Fantasy, but it is one of the best JRPGs ever made.
I'm gonna have to play it one day because I freaking love Chrono Trigger, which is basically the JRPG dream team of the 90s. Let's see.
Yeah, so remakes, like I said, they're doing it with movies, so I mean, I would love to see this version of what they're gonna do, but if they're gonna do it with the way the rumors are being said, then that's scary.
If there's one thing I can say is it does at least look like they are making progress because they showed gameplay instead of just showing one video and then going blank for like 3 years, like, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, I can't remember. When was the last time they even talked about anything about Kingdom Hearts 3? It's been like a year and a half, right?
It has been since it was first announced, I feel like.
Yeah, they announced it and everyone went crazy. That was the PS4 event that made everyone want to go out and buy a PS4. Partly because Xbox really effed up. Yeah, the other thing is Final Fantasy VII Episodic. I really do not like this idea because it can make the game really expensive, but at the same time, because of how excited people for it, they will pay for it. Yes, it will be in 5 episodes for $30 an episode. Seems okay until you realize you're paying $150 for this remake. That, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. It's $30 for the first episode. Yeah, until you pay all the episodes and realize you spent like $150 on the whole thing.
I hope it doesn't come down to that, man.
Like, you really think they're gonna sell? You really think they're gonna sell episode 1 for $15? Nah, that's too cheap.
No, I have a feeling they're gonna try and milk this for what it is.
Episode 2.5, side story. Hey, that's what they're doing with Kingdom Hearts right now. If you notice, they announced like, what was it, 2.8? What is the full title? Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
So is it safe to say that Final Fantasy VII is kind of like the Star Wars of RPGs?
Not Well, I really don't know, because when I think about it, when a new Final Fantasy game gets announced, it's not like the whole world just drops and just goes, what? Because Final Fantasy is so huge. Like, for example, Final Fantasy 14, the world's not exactly crazy about that. 15, they're kind of crazy about it, but 7, they're blowing up. So I don't think it's exactly correlating with Star Wars. Whereas right now, like, speaking of Star Wars, the craze right now is, oh my goodness, what is going on?
Anthony, I suggest you continue this conversation very, very carefully.
I like Star Wars. I'm just mentioning, like, the hype is unlike I've ever seen before, because this isn't a case of something like Super Smash Bros. Brawl where it's like a fan base getting stoked. No, this is like the whole world is going nuts, and it feels like a bubble. The movie is going to either meet expectations, or the bubble's going to burst, and I'm thinking it's not going to be pretty. It can only go one of two ways at this point. Now, I'm pretty sure that Disney is going to do everything they possibly can with their money and power, because Disney is so powerful where they could just simply walk out, and I think they did do this. They walked out and said, you know that garbage games and books and comics? Forget it. And people listened.
Yeah.
It's like if Lucasfilm said that, everyone would be like, what? No. Go away. Go away. You have no opinion, but Disney is so huge and so powerful, they could just walk out and say, yeah, forget the terrible games. And everyone's like, okay, we'll forget it existed. It's not.
Yeah, it's kind of, it sucks because you can't, not everybody can do that too. It's just stupid.
Well, that's how powerful Disney is. They could just walk out. I mean, they freaking own Marvel. What is it?
I'm not too proud of their Marvel comics right now. Movies are okay, but the Marvel comics, not so much.
What does Disney have? Like, Disney is like it's basically America Megacorp. They own Marvel, they own Star Wars. Everyone is buying Star Wars merchandise like crazy right now. Everything has Star Wars written on it. Like Dodge and Chrysler, the car companies, they're doing Star Wars themed commercials. Subway has a Star Wars commercial. This has a Star Wars commercial. You want to make your whole room, you want a Star Wars blow up Darth Vader doll with a Santa hat for your front yard? You can buy it. I heard that on the radio, and I'm just like, and they were talking about how does this ruin like the whole dark nature of Darth Vader? Because you gotta imagine, this is a lit up, blow up doll of Darth Vader with a Santa hat. Does that ruin the merchandising is crazy right now.
Yeah. Bremen and I are totally taking that different ways, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, speaking of that, I've actually seen one of our neighbors over here has that actual Darth Vader.
That Darth Vader thing on the lawn with a Santa hat on it.
Yep, he actually has it. And
there you go. Like, there you go. The merchandising is crazy, and everyone is advertising Star Wars. And, sometimes I sit down and I think, man, when you, like, I don't know what the word is, but when you, like, throw something out so much, is it gonna, like, crash so hard and everyone's gonna get burnt out of it? Because, sometimes when you... Call of Duty was, like, everywhere, and everyone bought it, but then everyone also got really... really fed up with it, just like, oh, another Call of Duty. Can we just stop now? And the movie's not even out yet.
Problem is, that franchise is always, no matter what, it's still gonna have fans and it's still gonna have money.
I know, I understand that, but this is like kind of like a case of the Star Wars, the Star Wars fever has reignited, and it's hitting like. I mean, hitting high pitch is not even the right word to put it. It is crazy. It's just everywhere. Subway, cars, everything.
It's taking mainstream by force, would you say?
Yep. Oh yeah. And guess what? Will you buy a Jeep because there's a Star Wars Jeep commercial? You will buy a Jeep because it says Star Wars, right? Now,
it's a stormtrooper looking Jeep.
I don't know. They're really bad commercials, but I guess they just made it in a massive hurry. Oh look, well, we're gonna play some Darth Vader. We're gonna play the Imperial March, and it's basically just a black Dodge Viper driving down the road with a bunch of Dodgers behind it. Ooh, look, Star Wars. Now buy a car.
You've seen that commercial, have you?
I've seen. Yeah, we saw. I think we all saw it on TV, and I just thought that commercial looks really cheesy. But I'm pretty sure everyone thinks it's awesome because Star Wars.
Star Wars, Anthony. I told you, best be careful what you're saying.
Hey, I like Star Wars. The original trilogy is absolutely fantastic. Episode 1 was okay. I did not like Episode 2. Episode 3 was okay. And there are some Star Wars games I absolutely love. Jedi Knight 2, Battlefront, Jedi Academy. So, I like Star Wars. I'm just not exactly...
Wait, you said KOTOR, right?
I actually own KOTOR. I just need to play it.
So you did say
it. Like a Mass Effect, but Star Wars.
Yeah, that was before BioWare.
Yeah.
That was before BioWare made Mass Effect, and that was back when BioWare still was really good.
Yeah, I mean, no, I guess after that they did Jade Empire, which is good.
Yeah, that was back when BioWare made like amazing stuff. It's not like now where they're basically like, well, we do storytelling with a conversation wheel, and therefore we instantly win Game of the Year because Dragon Age. Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh, we're not gonna have this again because I'm gonna have to hear Bronson bitch about it for our.
But he's
Game
not
of the Year.
Here. It's just for me. It's like it's good. I just didn't think it was that good. If anything, I would prefer Shadow of Mordor. I think Shadow of Mordor is better.
But you know what though is we're gonna have that same argument anyway when it comes to like The Witcher, and I'm pretty sure everybody has played it already, so we know how good it is. So
Yeah, when we're off the air, I'm gonna pick your guys' brains about this because
oh boy, this is gonna be
apparently Bronson is dead set on not gerrymandering. That's the wrong political term. Filibustering. Because for some reason he thinks that we're passing a bill.
Yeah, I'm kind of partly to blame for coming up with that rule. But in all honesty, if you really, really, really are passionate about a game, or you are really, really, really adamantly against the game, I think you should be allowed to argue against it all you want.
And that's fine.
That being said, I do realize that the rule never actually goes all full blast because everyone gets tired eventually and gives up.
Well, I mean, sometimes you don't want a law passed, it gets passed, and you move on with your life.
Yes.
It happened last year, and it's gonna happen again this year.
Yes, except this time I hope I'm in the correct camp.
I think you're in the correct camp, but that's what we'll talk about after.
Yes.
Anyway, guys.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, I own KOTOR. I just need to play it.
Why don't we...
I'm happy I own great Star Wars
games.
Wait,
did you just say you need to play it?
I bought it on a Steam sale, but I never actually played it.
Oh, dude, you'll love it. It's such a good game.
I could install it and play it right now if I wanted to. because I bought it.
Why aren't you?
Because I'm podcasting. And
do it this very second. I want to hear that keyboard.
Sure.
I want to hear you play it.
I think I probably should, because it's old BioWare. You know, that's the other thing. That game has everything that should make me that was back when Star Wars was still pretty damn awesome as far as games go. It's made by BioWare back before BioWare decided, we're going to make some generic stuff. And, yeah. Man, Star Wars games were awesome. Maybe the prequel trilogy wasn't awesome, but at least the games made up for it.
There were some awesome prequel games, like Republic Commando.
Republic Commando, yeah, I think that was like the Rainbow Six. That was like the Rainbow Six type of game that wasn't called Rainbow Six. I think that was how it was described to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was called Republic Commando.
I'm going to make a quick report. Well, it's going to be for 2 days already after, but yeah, Warriors have lost.
No way!
To the Bucks.
So sad.
And now we return to our regular scheduled program.
All right. Yeah, I was just for the record, I was telling everybody that this game was a trap game, but nobody listened to me. Well, anyway, there's still 4 games ahead of everybody, unless this was lost tonight. All right. So anyway, guys, why don't we talk about whatever news we might have, because we've kind of not talked about any news.
Yeah, that Final Fantasy VII episodic thing, it's a rumor. But, we know how internet rumors are. I'm hoping it's not true because, again, it's like an excuse for them to charge. It's like, well, the initial cost is cheaper, but the long-term cost is higher. Like, do I really want to pay $150 for a game I made? I mean, I guess it makes sense. If I pay $30 for episode 1 and find out I really don't like Final Fantasy VII, good. I didn't pay $60 for it, at least. But, I don't know. Okay, so there's that. There's that rumor.
What was the other news?
I hope it stays as a rumor. So, like I was saying earlier, not too much news following PSX. I know that DICE is now officially working on a new Battlefield. For those who have been in a what word should I use? I was actually going to say in a closet. I don't think that should be really
they're too busy playing Battlefront anyway.
Yeah,
right?
Well, anyway,
new
Battlefield
the Battlefield
decided don't be
people,
excited.
I don't know. Like, the Battlefield people, I don't know if they necessarily play Battlefront, because the Battlefield people could say, well, our shooter is better than Battlefront. Even though, because, I don't know.
I kind of like Battlefront, I'm not going to lie.
Well, here's the thing.
What's the same people made?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, how do I phrase this? It's kind of like a similar kind of concept of like Hyrule Warriors, meaning that if you're a fan of Legend of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors is a fan game made for you. It may not be, regardless of how good or how bad it is, or what you think about it. If you like Legend of Zelda games, you will probably like, Hyrule Warriors. Similar thing with concept with Star Wars. Like, if you look like Star Wars, yeah, it probably doesn't have, a story mode like Battlefront 2, and yeah, it has a lot of Battlefield, tidbits in there. But if you're a fan of Star Wars, I mean, it has what a fan of Star Wars would want, right? You want to fight on Hoth, you can totally do that. You want to, play heroes versus villains, by all means. You want to fight in a TIE fighter? Go right on ahead. It's right there. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, I could see you totally liking this game.
You get to play as Luke Skywalker, right? And Darth Vader.
No. All right,
I say you have
think
to be very careful with your words, right?
I think it should be said that Fighter Squadron is the most amazing mode on Battlefront. Like, dogfighting is amazing.
Oh yeah, like that was one of the things I liked about Battlefront 2 was Space Battles was new to it at the time, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, but the thing was is that from what I've seen in Battlefront, it's more like kind of more like an atmospheric thing, whereas in Battlefront 2 you were literally in space. And you were like taking out entire vessels out in space, and I'm like, damn.
I really hope that the super expensive, ridiculously overpriced DLC includes space battles because
yeah, and
actually, it's ridiculously overpriced.
Dude, it's $60 for a season pass.
And they
don't even freaking kidding me?
They don't even tell you what's in it. Like, they told a little more. It's like, oh yeah, our season pass is going to include expansion packs. What's in those expansion packs? Stay tuned for more details.
Yeah, God. We're going to make an announcement about an announcement.
Dear goodness. Yeah, like, that season pass is just... But I guess... See, that's a case of where I start to think that people are probably abusing... Like, this is a case... I feel like this is a case of they're abusing the fact that you love Star Wars, so give me your money. Give me your money. Oh, trust us. We're a megacorp. Trust us. We'll give you content. Just give us money first. Trust us.
Anthony, you know what pisses me off is the fact that I want to buy this DLC. That's what pisses me off.
I would say wait until they say more, or wait till it's already out, then buy the season pass. It's not like the season pass is going to go away.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I mean, yeah, I wasn't actually.
If it was like you get the season pass now, or it's going to go away and it'll cost you more than the line. Okay, now that's pretty. Yeah, but the thing is, the season passes I've seen in games, they tend to stay around, and you know what's going to be in it after a few months, so you can like if you don't need it day one, yeah, you could wait. Star Wars, Final Fantasy, and NBA. Oh. But a new Battlefield. Oh,
sorry, I have to cut you off there for just a minute, Anthony. Your team pick of the Spurs, yeah, they won.
Cool.
Against Atlanta.
Okay. So now they're only four games behind the Warriors.
Yeah, they're still second in the league for like everything else.
All right. Well, I mean, guys, that is the only news I have.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about. There isn't a lot.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's game of the year, it's the holiday season, we're all ready to wrap this year up and start 2016 and get stoked for it.
Yeah, 2016 is gonna be a huge year.
I mean,
I'm going to enjoy it so much. Sorry, I'm gonna enjoy it so much. In my I just bought this new like gaming chair and it's awesome.
Yeah, like sorry, go ahead. Yeah, like for me, I guess like right about now, I'm not really into like. There's not much like, even if there was news, I guess I'm not paying too much attention to it. Partly because I just am kind of excited. It's like there's all these games that I want to play that came out this month, but I can't until next month because there just isn't enough time left. I really want to play Xenoblade Chronicles X. I don't think I'm gonna get through much of it in December. And like, what games did come out this month? Just Cause, Xenoblade.
I don't know if you're gonna want to play it, but Rainbow Six came out.
Yeah, that's
I want to play that one too.
There just isn't enough time left in here. It's like, I
know, I haven't even gotten Tomb Raider yet.
I had a chance to get Tomb Raider from Bronson, but I ended up spending all my money on my significant other, which gets expensive.
Okay, that matters.
Oh,
that does matter.
Oh, Witcher DLC.
Oh, I need to buy that too.
Oh,
I haven't bought it yet.
And also, isn't there like some new Witcher DLCs too?
Yeah, that's what he was just about.
It was like an expansion, right?
Yeah, there's Heart of Stone, and then I forget what the other one's called, but it's supposed to be out a little bit later next year, or a little bit earlier next year.
Okay, gotcha.
See, this is why I say, well, at least in my opinion, this is why to me, I feel like The Witcher 3 is actually a very damn good game for what it's worth.
I don't need to say anything about The Witcher that I haven't already done. So, go read my 10 out of 10 review.
I know, right? Who's not going to be paying attention to that is Bronson.
Yeah, bastard. Well, it's definitely everyone who's listening, stay tuned for our Game of the Year showdown because that's exactly what it'd be.
I will say this though, I'm sure Bronson's gonna appreciate what I drew for him for his Game of the Year, picture.
Oh, it's Bronsonetta. It's Bronsonetta.
No, it's not Bronsonetta. This time it's actually it's a little more respectable for him.
Lame.
A little. That's not. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if that's really saying much because it's like you can, make it. You can make something really embarrassing, make it slightly less embarrassing, but still really embarrassing. That kind of thing.
I mean, I guess if there was a big request for Bronsonetta again, I could do it again.
There's always a big request for Bronsonetta.
I don't think this is the right time to do it because Bronsonetta was last year, with the whole Bayonetta craze.
Oh, Bronsonetta's every year, dude.
Yeah, yep. I just don't know, it's like the 2015 list, like Bayonetta didn't really happen this year.
But Bronsonetta happened, and it's gonna happen every time.
True. The Bronsonetta is no longer related to Bayonetta at all.
That's the funny part. Alright, anyway.
Alright, guys. Anything else that we want to say before we close out the show?
Yes, I apologize again for not putting Batman on my list when I said it. It actually was on my list. I just totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot Rocket League, which I think is it's awesome, but I forgot. Shit.
God damn it, Anthony.
Rocket League is awesome. At least I am fully admitting right now on this show.
Yeah, same with Batman. It's a good game, yes.
I should be
anybody who hasn't played it yet, play it.
I profusely apologize for not putting Rocket League on my list.
I don't think you're apologizing enough.
I should put out a press release, correct?
Yeah.
Please understand, I am really sorry that Ethita, the person, did not bottom. I need to read up more press releases on how press.
You gotta work on your speech there. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us as we are here to all witness Anthony's apology. Please, we will not be accepting questions after. Thanks, everyone, and here's Anthony Tall with his apology.
Thank you. As I said, I am here to issue my apologies. Now, as you understand, I have always strove to deliver the best content, the fairest opinions, and the fairest opinions possible, as well as deliver good consumer advice. However, it has occurred that there has been some difficulties with the judgment of my personal top 10 list, and that judgment has led to the exclusion of a very famous independent game known as Rocket League. Now, please understand, we will rectify this issue and we will amend the list, but please understand, thank you for your patience. I think that's
Anthony
sort of
Taw
how
approves of this message.
Yeah, I think that's how companies usually apologizes by making them by saying, we're good people, we're sorry.
All right.
For all fans disappointed, there will be a settlement. There we go. Yeah, for one
Anything
on
else,
the fly.
That's cool. You did better, even without a script.
You guys did fine. Sure.
Pretty sure some people would just go, F you people. My opinion is correct.
Well, that's how we're going to have to be with Bronson.
Ha Alright, are we going to end this, folks?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Well, oh no, please continue, Anthony, please. I'll go ahead and stop so that you can say what you need to say. Go ahead.
No, I actually am finished.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Alright, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. I don't know if you follow or like our Twitch feed, but do that to witness the amazingness that is the Shiitakes and the Senpais, and also Tori has a new drawing show that will follow the Shiitakes on Monday and Tuesday. So look forward to that.
Yes, please do follow our social media on Facebook and Twitter. That stuff actually is updated on a regular basis. We apologize if it had not been updated in the past, but it is updated regularly now, including new 60-minute access shows, new streaming schedules for some people like our staff artist Tori, new Bronson Rants, new Unscripted, new Gamecast, John's super mega awesome go playtime of Shadow Colossus, which is still ongoing. He's on Colossus. He's gonna be in Colossus number 9 on the day that this episode of Unscripted comes out.
Ooh.
So please follow us on social media. It is updated regularly, and I'm pretty sure most people out there, you guys have Facebook on your phone, and even then you check it regularly on your computer or your Twitter, and you have Twitter access to also. So just check the Fate Gamer Access social media and find out what new things is going on. Also gives.
And if y'all want to see a brand new pictures of Bronsonetta, then let me know.
Yes, on today's new webcomic, more Ooh, there's an idea.
Okay.
A comic featuring Bronsonetta. Now we're gonna start scheming some really terrible things now.
Yes. A new line of comics with the superhero known as Bronsonetta.
Yeah. Oh, great. We could make it a series.
Oh, shite.
Don't know if he's gonna approve, but at the same time, fictional character.
Hey, sometimes it's easier to apologize than to ask for permission. Alright, well, on that note, guys, we will see you all next week. So have a good week.
Good night, everybody.